Hello everyone and welcome back to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we're going to start part 2 of Sleeping Gods. Now no one told me how Bairnt was doing, so I'm going to assume that we are at least about comparable. I guess we'll find out. I do need to make one correction, and that is I totally forgot about the choppy seas. Apparently the Manticore didn't feel it, but really it should have, so we should have only been able to move one space. So I'm going to be over here. However, I am going to take this card back and put it into my hand, the maintain ability card, because I used that to get one additional movement point. I wouldn't have done that, or I should say one more craft point to be able to move to. That I wouldn't have done that because I couldn't have done that anyways. So I'm going to keep this in my hand. And actually, I think I'm going to spend 2 command and I'm going to slot this. No, I'm not. Actually, Audrey's already full. Instead, I think I'm just going to pay 1 command. I have 3 command left, and I'm going to put this ability card onto Bairnt. Bairnt will get no ability for that, but it'll give him +1 savvy. The other thing I was terrible at was explaining why are we even here. Well, we were traveling together, and unfortunately these gods who want to be woken up have taken us from I think we were traveling to New York. It's sad, I don't even remember. But we were traveling together on the Manticore from one location to another, and these gods brought us to this land to be awoken. And we can either choose as we play, we can find ways to awaken them, so hopefully we can go back to our land. We can maybe choose to stay here. We could do a plethora of different things. That's kind of what we're trying to do now. Our goal is to find as many totems as we can. I have found 2 so far, hoping that maybe we can find 2 more. We'll see. Let's go ahead and start. We'll start by picking a ship action and then drawing an event card. Let's go ahead and move to the galley. We haven't gone to the galley before, so what we're going to do there, first, we're going to draw a new ability card. And this will be, let's see, it's a Power Strike. Discard this for the equipped card when they attack to give +1 damage. Ooh, I kind of like that. Then I'll gain 2 command. So I had 3 before, now I have 5. And then I can choose to discard an ability card to remove 1 fatigue. And I think I'm going to do just that. I'm going to discard this Rapid Strike, and I'm going to remove 1 fatigue on Audrey, who's our crafter, who usually can help us get to places faster, just in case we need to move around a little bit more. With that, let's now draw our event card, our first middle difficulty. So perilous events, I think they're called. We have Mad Seagulls. Who doesn't like Mad Seagulls? A flock of seagulls descend upon the ship, their eyes wild with madness. Fight the birds. -4 health. Split among the crew members as you prefer, or hide from the birds. Draw fate if 1 through 3, -2 health, and gain 2 madness. Madness is terrible. I think I'm going to fight the birds. -4 health. I'll probably just give it all to 1 person. Audrey's got tough skin, right? We're going to give her 4 damage. She only has 5 health, so she has 1 health remaining. We should be okay, right? Now we'll move to our action phase, and the first thing we're going to do is check out this pillar. Remember, we want to check out these pillars too. I was just thinking of checking out that house first, but since we're here, let's check out that pillar. We'll read 24. If keyword Kempter, which of course we don't have, although we read about it, otherwise we're just going to keep moving. From far away, the pillar of Kempter seems to have smooth, unmarked walls, but as you sail closer, you realize that it's actually covered in a thick layer of climbing vines as white as the walls of the pillar. Despite the strange color, the vines don't look dry or dead. They seem to be alive, thriving even. You land at the pillar's small pier and discover that the door is already open. You search through the rooms and find them similarly full of vines, as well as grass, ferns, flowers, and even trees. All the same bone white. It's difficult to push your way through the thick flora. There are inscriptions on the walls written in ancient Lucaran, says Mac, pushing back some of the vines to get a look at the walls. I'm not sure I can translate it, but I could try. We can either A, decipher the inscription, that's a savvy 7, oof, savvy 7, that's a lot. Or B, copy the inscription and look for an expert to decipher them, that's a craft 5. Craft 5, Audrey would give us 3, but the savvy 7, if we can decipher the inscription, I'm sure that's a little bit better, especially because it's a savvy 7. So let's go ahead and try that one. No matter what, we'll go to 24.1, but if we fail, we're going to gain a madness. Oh, actually, no, and we're going to go to 24.2. Oh, bummer. So we do want to succeed at this, so I think I am going to use some people. We'll definitely use Bairnt for 2. We have 1 savvy here and a savvy there. We'll use Mac for 3, and we'll use our Cap, for 4. So that's 4. That means we only need a 3 or higher. And we get a 3. Wow, that's beautiful. So we succeeded. Working under Mac's direction, you piece together the meaning of the ancient text. As far as I can tell, it's written in a local dialect, which makes it hard to read. It's talking about the life seed, most likely a totem, yes, that allows plants to grow abnormally fast and healthy, says Mac. It's supposed to be here in the pillar, but since we haven't found it, someone must have been here before us and taken it. We may be able to find it if we look for areas affected by it. You're saying if we find somewhere the plants are growing too fast and too big, we'll find the totem, says Audrey. Exactly, says Mac. We'll gain 1 coin for this, and then we're going to gain quest 62 and 101. So here's 62, a totem of growth. We learned of a totem that causes plants to grow quickly and abundantly. We may be able to find it if we look for areas with abnormal plant growth. I love it. We're going to have to look at art and see what we can find. And we have the Pillar of Kempter. Oh, we have the Kempter now. We visited the Pillar of Kempter. Well, looking at this map, I don't see anything that's abnormally large. I do remember from our first play, we found these really large plants, and I'm wondering if we should go there. I'll have to look at my notes. But for now, let's go ahead and just move over to 137. I think that's what we want to check out. I mean, we could check out these ones, but I'm pretty sure that's where that trunk one is going to lead to. So we have a 4 for our craft test. We can actually move 2, but I'm just going to move 1 into this space. Let's go ahead and do a ship action and then start the next turn. Let's this time go over to the sick bay. We're going to heal the 1 point of damage on our captain. So our captain is fully healed. It's only Audrey, who is 1 health away from death or for being exhausted. We're going to gain 3 more command. That puts us at 8 command. I feel really powerful. We're then going to draw one of our ability cards. Ooh, this one. Discard this to give +1 accuracy. I'm going to pop this on someone right now. I'm going to put this on our cap right now. It only cost 1 to put it on her. So I'm going to slot this. We now have 7 command popping this on her. Our second perilous event, let's see what it is. We've got Zolkmir refugees. An overcrowded boat floats low in the water. As you sail near, the refugees throw grappling hooks onto your ship. Oh, really? Help repair their ship, a craft 8. Yeah, that sounds good. Fail 7 health but gain 1 artifact, or cast off the hooks and escape. Gain 1 low morale. No, we're going to do the craft 8. I definitely want to do that. I mean, 7 health stinks, but I've got Audrey who will give us 3 for that. Audrey sees those refugees and all she wants to do is help, not to hinder them. So that is 3 total craft. And then I think we'll use Raphael, which gives us 4 total craft. I have 1 craft card in my hand. Let's go ahead and draw. Oh, 4 + 5 is 9. Beautiful. We're good. We're going to gain our first artifact. That's the first time we've had an artifact. So an artifact looks like this. In the regular game without the deluxe components, you actually will see that on the side, these are worth 2 coins. So you can use these either to pay for something that asks for an artifact, or you can just convert this to 2 coins if ever you want. And then before we do anything, I think I'm going to have us make some flapjacks. So it's going to cost us the 3 grain that we have, which is okay. 3 grain. We're then going to be able to remove 3 fatigue tokens. I'm doing 1 on Laurent. That was his second one, so now he only has 1 on him. I'm doing 1 on Raphael, so now he only has 1. And then our third one is going to be Audrey, so Audrey has none, just in case. And I'm going to heal 3 damage. And all 3 of the damage I'm going to take from Audrey, because she's the only one that has damage. So now she only has 1 damage left. Now I'm also going to use 1 command here to eat some soup. It's not great, but I really need to get rid of some of this fatigue. I can use 3 of any of the food resources, so we're just going to have a real good vegetable soup, considering that's the only food I have left. I'm going to remove 1 from Captain Odessa. I'm going to remove another one from Raphael and another one for Laurent. All 3 of them now have no fatigue on them. I could get rid of a low morale, but no one has low morale, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, now let's go and adventure. It's going to be interesting to see if we're right. Let's check out 137 for Action 1. An old hut stands on the shore of a rocky island, close enough to the water to be bathed in sea spray every time the wave hits. The hut is built of gray and weathered wood, like driftwood, but it's sturdily constructed and in good repair. If someone lives there, they're nowhere in sight. In the shallow water, you find an old bronze bell mounted on a wooden pole. A sign nailed to the pole reads, "If you're here to return my trunk, ring once and only once. S. Zasa." Yes! A. Search the hut. B. Ring the bell once. Required keyword trunk. You better believe we've got that. Or C. Ring the bell repeatedly. Requires the keyword trunk. Huh. No, I don't think we're going to do the repeatedly. It specifically told you to ring it only once. So I'm going to do 137.2 and ring it once. The bell rings out far louder than you would have expected from its small size. You feel the sound reverberating through your bones and your teeth buzz. It's not a pleasant feeling. After a moment, a woman walks out of the water. Her long, wet hair is a strange greenish color and falls in chunks around her shoulders. It almost gives the impression of seaweed. A blathrine, Mac whispers to you. When she sees you all on the shore, she cocks her head to one side quizzically. How may I help you? Are you S. Zazie? Marco asks. She confirms her identity. When you give her the trunk, she looks delighted. I was afraid that I'd never see this again. Thank you for your kindness in returning it to me. I've just been diving for pearls. I must give you some sort of reward for coming all this way to help me, but I can't think of what. Do you have any ideas what you would like? We could either A. Ask for some pearls, B. Ask for whatever's inside the trunk, or C. Ask for the bell. Gosh, the bell made us reverberate. Maybe she'll come and help us. I don't know. I'm sadly enough leaning towards the bell. 137.6. Well, I suppose I don't really need the bell anymore, since I have my trunk back. You can take it, but be careful with it. If you ring it once, it's a great way to contact people over long distances, but if you ring it more than once, it can hurt people. Gain 1 XP, gain adventure card 85, and complete quest 65. You can see here that's our first XP after we've gone to a port, so we have 1 XP to use. And this, my friends, is actually a weapon. Look at this. It's a +5 for accuracy. Does 2 attack, plus you can discard a craft card to get +1 to your attack. I'm going to go ahead and slot this on Audrey. She is the one that I've given the most craft to, and, you know, she can potentially use that. A +5 for accuracy? Awesome. We'll also now remove this trunk quest card from the game. Well, we've completed our trunk quest. It's the question of now what do we want to do? I know there's a dungeon up north here, just on the other side on page 18. However, growth, we need to look for something that's really large. Do you remember these trees being really large? I remember that. So I don't know if we need to go back to 201, 120, but there's also 165. I would need a total movement of 2 to get back there. Do I want to do that? I mean, it could be nothing. Also, this looks really kind of cool. You know, there's so many things to explore. Maybe what I'll do is I'll come around this way, and then if this is nothing, then go up and check out the dungeon. So let's go ahead and try and move. I don't think I'm going to use anyone for this, because if it takes me a little bit longer, we'll just deal with it. So I'm just going to draw an ability card. Let's see how much we can move. I want it to be a 4 or higher because we can move. Oh, that's a 4. Awesome. So with a 4, I can move 2 spaces. 1, 2, and then here we can check out 169, 140, 149, and maybe 120 again if we wanted. Let's move to the quarters next. We'll move here, generate 3 more command, and I'm going to remove the 2 command that I had on my 2 recipes. I now have no command on the board. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 command again, and I will draw another ability card, and we have, a triage. And actually, I think I'm going to slot this on Laurent right now. It's going to make him a savvy king. And it says each time a fatigue is removed from this crew member, restore 1 health to another crew member. That's awesome. And I'm going to use 2 out of my 8, so now I have 6 total command. Let's draw our 3rd card here, and we have Maddening Chant. The wind carries evil words from distant domains. Overcome the chant's influence. Savvy 8. Well, I just put Laurent's savviness on him. Fail. Gain 2 low morale and discard this card without gaining the reward below. Or we can gain an XP. Well, why the heck not? Let's see if we can pass this. We need an 8. Now, something that I have not talked about yet specifically, you can only have a maximum of 2 ability cards. You see your 2 spots, but when you gain an XP level up card, that does not count as one of your slots. You'll put it here, but it doesn't block it, so you can place other ones. So that's really the fun part about the game is you'll gain those XP level up cards, and then you can still use the ability cards. So right now, our Savvy for this test is 3. We'll go ahead and add Greg. This is going to put a second one on him for 4. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with 4. Let's flip this. That's only a 2, so that's 6. Well, I think it's safe to say we're going to use our gear here to redraw. Come on, 4. And we need a 4. That's 8. Beautiful. We passed. We'll gain another XP. We got rid of the chanting. I really wish I had more money. I could go to Lynn's Grove again, but why don't we check out 149 first? If keyword heretic, gomka, or wandrid, we would turn to different things. We don't have any of those. From the deck of the ship, you can see a group of 5 silver-haired pan-wanderers standing on the beach. They watch the manticore approach as if they're waiting for you. The robes they wear shows they're pilgrims from a religious order, Mac tells you. You can usually tell which order by the design of the robes, but I'm not familiar with this one. The leader of the pilgrim, an old man with bioluminescence shining through the crow's feet wrinkles that mark the edge of his purple eyes, nods to you as you land. Well met, outsiders, he says. My name is Zoe. Perhaps you can help us. Ever since the Pan Empire was destroyed by the gods, we have wandered the seas, guiding the people of this world to greater piety, so they may avoid a similar fate. We recently discovered that a certain scholar is in possession of the blasphemous book, Gomka. The other pilgrims spit on the ground at hearing the name. We asked her to give it to us so we could destroy it, continues Zoe, but she refused, and now she won't let us back into her cabin. Please, you must get this book for us through persuasion or theft or even trickery. The method is up to you, but the book must be disposed of using the proper rituals. It is for the scholar's own good. Oh, I think there was that other hut over on the right-hand side. We might want to check that out. Promise to help, we turn to 149.1 or try to learn more. If we fail, we turn to 149.3. It's only a perception 5. I think I could do that. We've got 2 here with Captain Odessa, so let's do 2. We'll draw one of these. That's a 3. 3 plus 2. You guys, that's insane. That's 5. We just passed. You carefully study the robes the pilgrims are wearing, and on close inspection you realize that the patterns of looping lines represent chains circling the torso of the wearer. You're not sure what that means. Don't believe him. Zoe bows. Please consider our request. If you return with this book, we will reward you with secret knowledge that may help you in your journey. Oh, that's tempting. Gain 1 XP. That'll be our 3rd XP, 3 of them. And we're going to gain quest card 52. That's the blasphemous literature. Yep, so we have heretic now as a keyword. Do you guys see the cabin? Pretty sure we need to check out 155. But in order to do that, we're going to have to weather this storm, which we can do. I think this time, for our second action, let's check out 165, and then we'll go ahead and check out that cabin. The pines and underbrush grow so thick here that you're uncertain of your ability to navigate through it. See, yeah, it kept telling us it was big. Even if you could find something useful in the deep forest, you doubt that you could find your way back out again. You order your crew to stay close. We can cut down a small tree on the edge of the forest. That's a craft 5. We can search for the seed yourself. That requires growth, which we have. Perception 10, though. Minus 10 health. Holy moly. But that'd get us to 165.1. Or we can find a local guide to help you search for the seed. You know, I think I'm just going to take the chance with the Perception 10 test here. Let's see who we're going to commit. Our captain here has 2 Perception. Mac has 1 for 3. Kasumi has 1 for 4. Audrey has 1 for 5. And Laurent has 1 for 6. Oops. Oh boy. So I only need a 4 or higher, but I just used essentially the entire crew. Oh, and I got a 3. Well, I'm 1 away. I'm definitely going to use... I've got so much command. I'm going to use 2 command here with Mac. Mac will give us a +1 to our skill, or our test there, our draw of fate. You can see here, +1. So that would be a 4 plus the 6. That's a perception of 10. That way we didn't take 10 points of damage. You head towards the denser parts of the forest, always moving in the direction of taller and taller trees. Finally, you find it. It's nestled in the roots of a tree so tall you can't see the top from the bottom. It doesn't look like a seed at all, but it's recognizable as a totem stone. Are you sure we should take this? Asked Kanan. The people of Lynn's Grove depend on how quickly the trees grow to make their living. Raphael scoffs. They don't need it. Look at this forest. It would take generations to cut these trees down. A, we can take the seed, turn to 142, or B, leave the seed, turn to 142.1. Oh, That's just mean. Here I was thinking we were this close, and now I don't know what to do. Do we just take it, or do we not? I mean, we already set a demon on an entire town, so do we really feel bad about this stuff? We want those totems. Oh, come on. What the heck? Let's take the seed. Turn to 142. You pick up the seed. It's warm in your hand. You feel a rumbling in the forest and hear loud thuds that reverberate through your whole body. Footsteps. Something is coming, Kasumi says. Combat. Oh my gosh, and all my people are exhausted. 43, 44, 45, level 17. Oh, don't worry. The totem is only being guarded by a Cryvern, a Silver Cryvern, and a Root Demon. And this one we need a 7, we need 5s here, and I have so many people that are exhausted. Can I do anything about that? And what I mean by that is they've used their skills twice. So what that means is that their total attack value is decreased by 1. So normally they could attack for maybe 3, they can now only attack for 2. The only one that's still rocking it is Audrey. We've got Audrey, and I guess Marco is as well. But at least we have our plan ahead action. That's going to give us 2 command tokens. And you know what else I forgot about? How many times have I explored? Because guess what? Gain 1 command when you explore. Well, I've explored at least twice. Maybe more than that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to at least give myself 2 more command because I believe I've at least explored 2 more times. That means I have in total command 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to use. So that's good. We're just pretty weak. Let's see what we can do. I'm realizing there's one thing I did not explain, and that's this wing symbol. Unless you attack with a weapon that has that arrow, whenever you attack this enemy, it has +1 to their defense. Now, if I attacked with Kanan's pistol there, it would stay at the 5. And I think that's actually what I'm going to start off with. He is at a total of a +1, so that means I only need a 4 or higher. So I'm going to go ahead and use him for my first of 4 combat tokens. I'm going to draw from my deck of cards here, and I get a total of a 3. Oh, that stinks. 3 + 1 is 4. I need a 5. Well, this will work. I always forget. I can use his ability. I've got 2 commands. That's +1. That gives us a total of 5, and that means we get to deal 3 points of damage to this wyvern. I'd also like to mention that's the last card of this ability deck, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this up. With that 3 damage, I think I'm going to be risky and do all 3 of these. Now, since I covered up a synergy space, I'm also going to be able to give my synergy token. And my synergy token allows us to get a free reflip or a redraw of fate. I'm going to go ahead and give that to Raphael, I think, because he has a +3 for accuracy. Speaking of which, I think I am going to use him next. We've got a +3. I even have this enraged I could discard. I can deal 2 damage. I'm attacking that wyvern. Now, it is at a 6 because this is not a ranged attack. I'm attacking with a hammer. So I need a 3 or better to be successful. That's a 5. Yeah, totally took that wyvern out. 2 damage I could place here and here, so that Cryvern, not wyvern, that Cryvern is toast. Raphael is going to attack that Silver Cryvern now. He needs a 6 because once again it's flying. He's at a 3 and we get a 6. Wow, what a waste of a 6. So we're dealing 2 damage. I am going to discard this. I love this card, but I think I'm going to discard it so I can deal +1 damage. You can see here I can discard an equipped ability card, not one of my XP level up ones, but this one I'm going to discard to do +1 damage. So I'm dealing 3 damage with this attack. I'm going to go ahead and hit the tail and the body for a total of 3 damage. Now I'm going to get retaliated for 5, and you can see from our hammer, we have no block. So that means we're going to take a straight 5 damage, but Raphael can take a beating. He has 7 health, so that's why I felt like I wanted to do that. If I can do 3 more damage, you guys, I can take out this Cryvern, and I do think I can do that. I've got Kanan here. He only needs a +4 because he has a ranged attack. He'll go ahead and attack. He needs to get 3 points of damage, so I need a 4 or higher, and we get a 5. Boy, what is that, a 5, 2 6s? I'm using up all my 5s, but that means with 3 points of damage, that Silver Cryvern is toast. We'll take out that silver Cryvern from the board, but now we have a root demon left, and we have activated all 4 of our combat tokens. So now someone's going to have to take 3, 4, 5, 6 total damage. And you know who can take exactly 6? I'm going to have Gregory just soak it all. I love Gregory, but I'm not using him really for attacking. So he's going to take 5 from here and 1 from here. He's now totally exhausted. We can't use him. Now we can start the next round of combat. Audrey here has the Death's Bell. This is a +5. That means we only need, because if you look at this root demon, we need a 7. So that means we need a 2 or higher to take this one out. I think we can do that. So let's go ahead and use her. We will draw our card and we get a 2. Well, that's amazing. That's a 7. We're only dealing 2 damage. But I can discard both of these, which hurts a little bit. But I'm going to discard both of these to do a total of 4 damage instead of only 2. With 4 damage, we can do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. That means when this root demon retaliates back, and you can see from this Death's Bell, we have 0 for our block. We're only taking 3 points of damage. She has 5 health, so she has 3 remaining, and she covered a synergy token spot. So because of that, although she'll take the 3 damage, she'll be able to give a +1 damage token to someone. I think we're going to have to give it to Captain Odessa. Well, we have our captain here. She's got +1 attack. She can discard this to give +1 to her attack for accuracy. She can even use 2 command to get +1 accuracy. So that means we could get up to a +3 if we needed. We need 7, you guys. We need 7. Okay, we're going to draw our card. And we get a 1. Yeah, I think it's safe to say Kasumi is here. Kasumi, we can spend 1 to re-flip that 1 fate that we just drew. Let's see what we get. We get a 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Yeah, we can do it. +2 here for 6 accuracy. Discard this for 7 accuracy. We've got the 7 that we need, so we're going to deal the damage. We would normally deal 4 damage. We have this to add +1, but we have 2 fatigue tokens, so we're going to go back down. So we're going to deal a total of 4 damage. And we're running out of command real fast, but I think we're going to use the Stone of Blood. This is going to give us +1 damage, but Captain Odessa is going to take 1 point of damage for doing this. So she's now down to 4 health, but that means we're dealing 5 points of damage. And the reason I want to do that is because we got our 3 and our 2. We can do a total of 5 damage there. Then we only need to hit this guy 2 more times. And actually, I've decided instead of doing the 3 and the 2, let's do these 2 down here. 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. Then we only need to hit him 1 more time if someone can deal him 3 points of damage. And we can give our synergy token, which is completely useless, so I'm not even going to worry about it, because hitting him diagonal won't help us. She will get retaliated for 3 points of damage. Her rifle does have 1 shield, so she'll take 2 points of damage. She has 1 on her already, so that's 3 total. Well, I've got a plan. It's not great, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. We're going to attack with Mac. She gets a +4. She's only hitting for 1 damage. Let's see what we get for our fate draw. We get a 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. That's not enough. So she's going to take the 3 damage first. That's okay. She can do that. Hopefully. So we have our 3 damage here, and now we can still get 1 point of damage on this root demon. We just knocked him on the head, and now all we need, we have 1 more of these. We just need 2 more points of damage to him to take him out. That means I kind of need Audrey to succeed here. She is using the Death's Bell. I thought it said we can't use it more than once in that flavor text, but we're using it more than once. That's a 5. We only need 2 more. We've got a 3. Beautiful. That's 2 points of damage. That will take out the root demon. Oh my goodness, that was awesome. Demon's dead, but we are so hurt it's not even funny. As you sail away, you look back and the forest seems a little deader. A little less green. A little more vacant, but you're 1 step closer to your goal. Does that feel terrible? Because that feels terrible to me. We did, though, gain 4 coins, 1 vegetables, 1 material, 3 more XP, so that literally doubles the XP we had. We had 3, now we have 6 that we can use. Oh, that makes me want to go to a port. And we're going to grab Adventure Card 32, the Life Seed, and complete Quest 62, which of course is Growth. We have found our 3rd totem. definitely at a price. I don't really like killing nature. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to save these sleeping gods. And if you look at this, we can spend this and use one vegetable to turn it into two. I kind of think that's awesome. Yes, that's our third one. Just so you can see what we have, we've got 3 materials, 6 gold, and 1 vegetable. Well, that was somewhat of an exhausting turn. What do you say we go to the bridge? We're going to go ahead and draw a new ability card, Engaged. Gain 1 command when you explore. Oh, hey, we just discarded that one, and now we have it in our hand again. We're going to gain a total of 2 command, so we have 1 command right now. That'll give us a total of 3, and we're going to refresh all the command on the table, which is very important. Just so you know, we had 9 command all around the board. Wow. Hopefully this event isn't too terrible. Let's see what we get. Rotten supplies. A strange purple mold is spreading fast. Get rid of the rotten food. Lose 2 food and gain 1 fatigue, or ignore it. Place this card next to the ship board until you reshuffle the event deck. Each time you cook a recipe, draw fate. If it's a 1 or 2, gain 1 weakened. Yeah, at this point, I can't lose 2 food. Now, actually I could. But you know what? I really don't want to. I'm just going to deal with the rotten supplies. I'm going to have to remember this. That's the hardest part about this game. When you ever have those events that stay around, you got to remember them. So hopefully I won't forget. Kind of like that explorer that I had, that ability. Sorry, I totally forgot about that one. Okay, let's start our next turn. I don't think they've realized that I've taken their totem yet, so I'm going to go to Lynn's Grove's port. First things first, I gain a grain for free. Thank you very much. I'm going to spend $3 to start with to remove 1 fatigue from every character, and then I'm going to heal 1 point of damage from every character. Then I'm going to spend 3 more bucks and go to the healer, and I'm going to heal up Raphael. He had 5 damage. Gregory, he had 6 damage, and Audrey, she had 4 damage. So all 3 of those characters are healed, and everyone has 1 less fatigue token. I'm then going to use 5 out of the 6 of my XP to level up Audrey. If you use Audrey to travel, add 2 to fate. If the total is 9+, you can actually ignore hazards, which is awesome. So I'm definitely going to do that. She will now have that permanently, and I have 1 XP remaining. I do also have 1 ship damage, so I'm going to go ahead and use 1 materials to repair that. I haven't really had any problems with my ship in this playthrough so far. Everyone's healed up a little bit. We've gotten rid of some of our fatigue, stopping at the inn. So let's go ahead and draw for fate to go ahead and move to that next spot where there's that cabin. And we got a 1. Oh, well, it's a good thing we only need 1 to be able to move 1 space. Just so you can see where I'm thinking of going, it's 155. We'll move ourselves 1 space over here, and then we have to deal with this. I'm just going to draw and see what we get. We'll flip our card, and we have a 3, so we definitely failed. So that means we'll take a point of damage in spot 5. Spot 5 is the quarters. Not terrible. We'll deal with it. Now let's start that next round, because that was our 2 actions. I'm going to go ahead and go to the gallery here. I'm going to gain 2 more command. That will put me back up to 5. I want to keep getting rid of fatigue. So I'm going to discard, let's see, let's go ahead and do this Power Strike. I'm going to discard Power Strike so that I can remove the other fatigue on our captain. Our captain has no fatigue on her. I almost forgot Laurent has this. Each time a fatigue is removed from this crew, which we did at the inn, restore 1 health to another crew member. We're going to restore that to Captain Odessa. Captain Odessa has 2 damage on her. She'll now have 1. Now only Mac has 2 points of damage. Everyone else is fully healed. Card number 5 of the middle difficulty. Let's see what we get. We get Merchant Raid. A pirate caravel descends upon a fat Lucran merchant vessel. Help the merchant escape. Cunning 6. Fail 2 ship damage. Gain a coin. I'll just flip. If I take some ship damage, I'll deal with it. If we flip a 6, we're incredibly lucky. No, that's a 2. So instead, we're going to take damage in spot 5 and in spot 4. Well, I had to say that I wasn't taking any ship damage. Spot 5, now we can't go to the quarters anymore, and spot 4 has 1 point of damage. So that means our next port stop, we're going to have to use some more of our materials here to help repair. But I still think we're doing okay. With a well-rested and prepared crew, let's check out 155. You land in a small wooded area. A, search for the scholar's cabin. Requires keyword heretic. We definitely have that. Or B, search the woods for supplies. No. We're going to go ahead and check out the heretic. 155.7. You follow the pilgrim's directions through the woods until you come across a strange house. It's a 3-story log cabin leaning dangerously to one side. You can see smoke from the chimney. A, wait for the scholar to leave and steal the book, perception 8, or knock on the door. Do we steal the book? These guys are in chains. That's what their robes are. I don't think that they're very good. But, I mean, we have set a demon on a city. We have stolen a life plant from from people. Do we just keep going down that path? Perception 8. I feel like I have to draw the line somewhere. Let's go ahead and knock on the door. I think if nothing else, we might have to fight this person and take the book if we really want to. 155.2. A Lucran woman answers the door. Her dark, curly hair is pulled back in a ponytail, and her expression is warm and open, with smile lines marking her face. "We don't get many visitors here," she says with a smile. "Please come in." She leads you through cluttered rooms to the parlor, clearing away open books and potted plants to give you a place to sit. "My name is Alakra," she says as she bustles back and forth. "Are you all from Earth? You have that look about you. Mary's from there too. Mary!" Another woman appears through a doorway. Her salt and pepper hair falls in loose waves down her back, and she smiles cheerfully. "Oh, do we have visitors?" she asks. "Yes, would you mind bringing us some tea?" Mary ducks back out of the room, and Alakra continues to explain. "We're here studying the origin pillars, fascinating pieces of architecture. Interestingly, not a lot about them in the holy books, even the more apocryphal ones. Still, we're learning more every day. So, what brings you to our home?" We can either hear speak honestly or try and distract her while one of our crew members steals the book. Something is telling me to speak honestly. I have no idea. We're going to do 155.3. Yes, says Alakra. "I did speak to this Zoe fellow, but he has everything all wrong, you see. Well, you're not from around here. I'd better start at the beginning. There are 3 major holy books in our land: the Red Tome, the Sayin Saga, and Gomka. They're not exactly scripture as you would understand the term, but rather books of history and mythology. Some believe that Gomka was written by an angry outcast, and it thus full of lies, whereas the other 2 books contain nothing but truth. However, as far as my research has been able to determine, all 3 books contain elements of both truth and fiction, each beginning from tiny seeds of historical facts which grew through embellishments into what they are today. Even Gomka contains these seeds of truth, and it is no more dangerous than any other book." Clearly a practiced lecturer, Alakra pauses for a moment to let her words sink in. During the silence, Mary brings in the tea. "I wouldn't trust Zoe if I were you," she says as she passes around teacups. "I don't think those pilgrims are all that they seem. Either way, Gomka is a rare book and we need it for our work, so we can't give it up. But if you leave the book without making a fuss, I can share some information about the Pillar of Mikra that you may find useful. You are searching for totems, right? It's what I was asked to do when I first arrived here, but I gave up on all that after I met Alakra." We can either A, agree to give up the search, or B, take the book by force. Yeah, we're definitely going to give up the search. This does not sound like something I want to do. 155.5. Alakra claps her hands together. "Excellent," she says. Mary goes to a corner of the room where she digs through more piles of clutters until you hear an aha. She holds up a piece of paper. It's sheet music. "Everyone knows the goddess Mikra loves music," Mary says, "but this particular song is a key. Sing it at the Pillar of Mikra, and you'll be able to enter." Oh, you guys, I want to sing a song. We're going to lose Quest 52 and gain Quest 54. Yeah, that sounds way more up my alley anyways. A scholar named Mary taught us a melody to sing at the base of Mikra's tower. I just need to find which one is Mikra's, so I'll probably have to go over to those towers and just give a search. Well, we have one more action this turn. I think I'm going to try and head back over to here. Now, you know it's probably one of these 2 that's covered in the mist, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to try and go to this one first. So I have to, if I can tell from this, yeah, I need to get 1, 2, 3, a total movement of 3. We're definitely going to use Audrey to do our craft test to move. If you use Audrey to travel, add 2 to fate. And then it says, if the total is 9 plus, ignore hazards. Well, right now she's at a 2. We've got a 2 here for 4. We just need to get to a 9. And we have a 6. Beautiful. That's a 10. A 10 means that we can completely ignore this hazard, and we can move up to 4 spaces. But I'm going to go ahead and move here. That will end my turn. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. Before we do, let's spend 2 out of our 5 command to go ahead and slot this engaged back on to Raphael. So that means he will have +1 to his strength, and if I can remember, every time that we explore, we'll gain a command. For our ship action this time, let's go to the sick bay again. We'll remove this 1 point of damage on Captain Odessa. That means she is no longer damaged. She's fully healed, so it's only Mac who has 2 points of damage. We'll gain 3 more command tokens. That gives us a total of 6. And we get to draw an ability card. We only have 1 in hand. And this one is Engine Steward. Discard this equipped card to repair 2. Okay, cool. This is our final mid-level event. Our next one will be very bad, the deadly ones. And this one's rats. Oh, seriously? A swarm of rats infest the cargo bay. Exterminate them, cunning 7, if we fail -4 health, or ignore the rats. Place this card next to the shipboard until you reshuffle the event deck. Each time you draw fate 1 or 2 when traveling, lose 1 food. Ugh. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to do the Cunning 7 test. I'm not even going to use anyone, so I'm just going to discard a card from the top of the ability deck. I'll take the 4 damage and move on, but that way we took out the rats. So let me just grab an ability card. We're going to discard this one, and it's the Iron Will, so we definitely failed. So we'll take 4 damage, but at least we get rid of the rats. Marco here must be the one that's good at taking out rats. Unfortunately, he got bit a little bit, so he just took 4 damage. He has 1 health remaining. For our first action, let's go ahead and check out 85. 2 bull's horns are carved into the stone above the pillar's double doors, which stand wide open, inviting. Mac places a hand on your shoulder. Careful, she says. The bull's horns are a symbol of Orphash, god of Mithans. We can either A, enter the pillar, or B, leave and return to the ship. This isn't the right one. We want Mikras, not Mythians, so I'm going to go ahead and select B here. I also need to remember I'll gain my 7th command token. So that was our first action. Let's go ahead and check out the other tower. We have the 113 tower we could check out. Let's see what that one is. The white walls of the pillars are covered with carvings of a chain-like pattern. At the front of the pillar is a small pier and a massive door covered in carvings of the same pattern. No, this isn't the right one either. The chain-like pattern, that's exactly like those other priests, Zoe or whatever. This isn't the right one either. So we can either A, try the front door, try another tactic. We don't have tricky as a keyword. No, we don't. Or leave. Gosh darn, we're going to have to leave. Sorry, guys. This still isn't the right pillar. There's still 2 more we can check out. Because I just explored, I gained my 8th command token, so what I'm going to do is spend 2 of them to put this Engine Steward on, I don't even care who it is, and then I'm going to immediately discard it to repair 2. I'm going to remove these 2 in the quarters, and then with this one, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to slot using 2 of my command tokens. You know how I'm going to put this on, Audrey, and it has an instant effect to repair 1 ship damage. So I'm going to repair this ship damage. I'm then going to go ahead and move myself to the deck. This is going to gain me 2 of these command tokens, and I get to draw 1 of these exploration tokens. Actually, I can draw 1 to 3. Now, with these, everyone that I reveal, I will have to take whatever bad effect is on them, and then I choose 1 of the tokens to gain the good effect. So if I have a good effect, I should probably just stop. And I have a good effect on this one. I'm going to gain 1 meat and 1 grain. Oh my goodness. That is a really nice one. So there's my grain, and here's my meat. Now we have our first perilous event, and we have wandering icebergs. Dangerous ice floats from the north. Ongoing. Place a damage token on 2 different regions of the atlas that do not currently contain the ship. Each time you enter these regions, draw fate. If it's a 1 through 3, take 1 damage. If you turn to a new atlas page, place the tokens on regions there. Discard the tokens and this card when you reach the end of the event deck. I must be part of the Titanic's story. Well, I think it's safe to say I'm not going over here, so let's put the 2 icebergs way over on the right side of the board. We'll move to our 2 actions. We'll draw to see how far we can move. We've got a 3, so I believe we can move 1 space. I wasn't sure which pillar I wanted to go to. Well, it's easy to know now. I have to go to either 106 or 128. 106 is the only one that's adjacent to us, so I'll move here. I will then explore and gain 1 command token. Thank you, Raphael. The sides of the pillars are carved with an elaborate depiction of the sky. clouds, the sun, stars, and the moons in all its phases. You stop at a small stone dock and disembark. The door leading into the pillar is mostly plain and unadorned, except for a recessed square that contains 3 white stone tablets. Above the recessed square is an inscription that reads, "When the crescent moon is full." When the crescent moon is full, then what? Asked Gregory. That kind of ambiguity makes me nervous. We can either A, attempt to place your own stone slab in the array, requires the keyword stone, we don't have that, or return to the ship. Gosh darn it, of course it's the last one that I checked. Oh well. Well, I don't love wasting time, but I don't know what else I could do. I'm going to go ahead and go to the sick bay. I'm going to heal 1 point of damage on Mac, so Mac only has 1 point of damage, and don't forget Marco's the other one that has damage, he has 4. I am then going to gain 3 more command, which gives me a total of 10. I have way too much command. I'm then going to draw one of these, take 1 extra damage when hit by an enemy's counterattack. Oh, but that's pretty cool. I am definitely going to use 4 and immediately slot that onto Captain Odessa. That really helped us last time. Oh, I don't need 4. I only need to use 2. What am I saying? I'm going to use 2, so I have 8 left. I'm going to slot this in for Captain Odessa. I then have no ability cards in my hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use Gloria. This is the first time I've used her. I'm going to draw 2 of these. So our first one is another rapid strike, and our second one is full steam. Discard this equipped card to travel 2 distance. Oh, that's actually really nice. I think I am going to use 2 command to immediately slot that. I'm going to slot that in with Raphael. We'll draw our next event card, and we have the Cryvern attack. A huge Cryvern sweeps down upon the ship. Fight it off, strength 8, or outrun it, craft 9. You must move the ship 1 distance. I want to move the ship 1 distance. Let's do the craft 9. We can use Raphael here for 2. And Audrey here for 3. The only bad thing I don't like about it is she's got 2 on her. That's a total of 5. I need to draw a 4 or higher. I can do that. 4 or higher. How about a 5? Beautiful. So we pass that. I'll then have to move the ship 1 space. Coming right over here. Just perfect. Then I'm going to gain 1 command, and we're going to explore 128. This better be it. If this isn't, I just wasted 4 turns doing this. The pillar has no pier to dock your ship and no door to enter through, but the white walls are covered with carvings of lines and dots in a mysterious pattern. It looks like musical notation, Audrey says. It's not a system I'm familiar with. It's unique to the Wandering Sea, says Mac. I've seen it before, but I don't know how to read it. And here we have it. Perform a specific song as a crew. Requires keyword choir. Yeah, we've got that. 128.2. You've been practicing, and Raphael has trouble carrying a tune. Kanan has a surprisingly beautiful voice. Everyone else is passable. Audrey plays an accompaniment on her guitar. As you sing, the base of the pillar begins to glow with a white light. A stone dock rises from beneath the ocean, water pouring off its side. The outline of a door appears in the side of the pillar and then sinks backwards into the stone. Your song is working, but it's also attracted unwanted attention from the sea monsters that patrol this area. We have combat 6, 7, and 8, a level 13 combat. Bring it on. Here we have our 3 enemies that we're fighting. Now, before we start, we can choose to cook a recipe, and I'm going to do exactly that. Sorry if I said this name wrong before. It's spicy gumbo. Spicy gumbo. I'm going to use 1 meat. I'm going to use 1 vegetable, and I'm going to use 1 grain. That's going to allow me to remove 3 fatigue tokens and heal 3 points of damage. I'm going to heal 1 on Mac, 2 on Marco, so Marco only has 2 points of damage. And I'm removing a 2nd fatigue on Audrey, so her attack will be better. And then 2 singleton ones on Kasumi and Raphael. Now, unfortunately, I do have to deal with my rotten supplies. It says here we have to draw fate on a 1 or 2 gained 1 weakened. So I've got this. I'll flip it. I've got a 2. That would mean someone needs to gain weakened. Well, we can deal with that now. We can get rid of it later, I think. Because weakened is all affecting our skills. That's not going to affect our attacks. So yeah, I have 1 weakened here. I'll go ahead and give that to Gregory. Don't forget, I also gained 2 command thanks to Captain Odessa. And I think we're going to start off with Captain Odessa. She's going to attack this mermaid guard. She only needs a 4 or higher to hit. She's got a potential +1 here and a potential +1 there. That's why I felt pretty good about this. And we get a 6. Yeah, she's just going to one-shot this guy because she can deal 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mermaid, guard, gone. That is awesome. And since that went so well, let's go ahead and use her again. We're going to have her attack this scorpion squid. We only need a 5 to be able to take him out. Or not take him out, to deal damage to him. We only have a 1 and a 4. 1 plus 4 is 5, you guys. I didn't even need to use anything. So we're going to deal 4 points of damage. Now I could discard this to deal 5, but I don't think that's going to be that helpful. I'm going to save that. So we'll deal 4 points of damage. We'll hit him here in the 2 arms. He's then going to retaliate or counterattack with 3 damage. She has 1 block, so she'll take 2 damage. She has 3 health remaining. Audrey here can essentially guarantee to take out that scorpion squid. She's at a +5. She only needs a 5. Oh, we wasted a 5. But we're dealing 2 damage, and then we'll discard this one to add +1, because we can do that. That's 3 damage, and that's what we need to take out the scorpion squid. He is toast. And we're going to place that on one of the synergy place token spots so we can give this to someone. Just so you can see, we would deal 1, 2, 3 points of damage. There's the synergy spot, so we can give this +1 damage to someone. I think I'm actually going to give it to Mac, and you're going to see why in just a second. Mac will use our final combat token. She's going to attack at a +4, so we only need a 3 or higher to hit him, because he's a 7. He gets a 4. 4 plus 4 is an 8. We will use this token, so we deal 3 points of damage. Mac's 3 points of damage will go 1, 2, we're going to get rid of that poison. I don't want people to take poison. So what poison does is at the beginning of each turn, that character will take 1 point of damage. I don't want to deal with that. So we just dealt 3 points of damage, and did we cover up? Yes, we did. There's a synergy token. So we can give our +2 accuracy, and we're going to give that to our Captain Sophia. So he's now going to attack back for 3. We'll use 2 command on Audrey here to block for 1, so that means Mac will take 2 points of damage. Now, unfortunately, though, we've activated all of our characters. This serpent's going to attack for 3 again. We're going to have all of those hit Marco. Marco already had 2 damage, so that's going to fully exhaust him at 5 total health. But now what we can do is grab our combat tokens back, and let's use our captain. If our captain can deal the 4 damage, 2, 3, 4, take out this serpent. We'll place our combat token on her. Let's see what we get. We get a 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's still not enough. So I am definitely going to use Kasumi here. I still have tons of command. So we will use 1 command to redraw a number 1 command draw like that. Gosh, number 1s. Why are those even in the deck? We'll flip this one. This one's a 3. 3. Then we can use this for 4, 5. We can use 2 command for 6, oh my gosh, and discard this for a total of 7. Just made it. 7 will work, 4 damage, 2, 3, 4, that serpent is toast. Just beyond the door of the pillar is a large atrium. The walls and ceiling are carved with a complex star chart, but not of any stars you recognize. A set of stairs leads up to a second, even more ornately carved door. Raphael tries the handle. It's locked! Maybe if some of us weren't tone deaf, Mikra would have liked our song more, says Gregory with a teasing smile. Raphael glares at him. Look, something's happening, says Mac from back in the atrium. You all hurry downstairs in time to see a hidden door in the center of the room slide aside and a pillar rise from the floor. On top of it is a wooden guitar decorated with painted flowers. It's beautiful, says Audrey with an awe in her voice, taking the instrument. Gain 1 XP and adventure card 86. We found another totem! Mikra's guitar. Complete quest 54. That's our 2nd XP and our 4th totem. This one, it's okay. It's not amazing, but getting rid of 1 fatigue could be absolutely amazing. Or getting rid of morale, so I'll take it. When I started this playthrough, there were 2 things that I wanted to do. 1 was to explore a dungeon, and 2 was to see some of the Tides of Ruin expansion, because Bairnt and I hardly touched any of it. Have I done either of those 2 things? No. And here's the thing. Look at the map. So we are right here. Okay, you can see all these different the pillars that we've been going to. There's a dungeon here, but this is still the base map, way up here at the top. Now, I live in Minnesota, and if you don't know the United States, the state of Minnesota is way up at the top of the United States. It's generally pretty cold for at least 4 to 6 months out of the year, and it makes me think I just need to go up there. So I think that's where we're going to go, but that's still the base game. The expansion, this over here will be the expansion. So hopefully what I can do is come up here, maybe explore this dungeon, and then come over here and start exploring over here. At least that's what I'm intending. I say that, and we'll see what happens. So our second action for the turn will just be to travel. So let's flip. Oh, we can move up to 2 spaces. Our boat will continue to sail north to page 18, where, just as I suspected, it would be nice and cold. Look at this. Now, unfortunately, we're going to come in onto this spot, and don't forget our icebergs are going to follow us, which makes complete sense. I'm going to go ahead and put one up here and one up here. Hopefully, I'm not going to be going up there. We'll find out. But I do need to test my Savvy 6. If I fail, the ship takes the damage. Can we flip a natural 6? Because I'm not using anybody for this. We did! So I could move one more space if I wanted to, but look over here, I'd have to deal with another Savvy test. I'm kind of thinking this looks interesting, so I might check this out first before going over to the port. So I think I'm just going to end my turn here. Let's start our next turn. We're going to move ourselves to the bridge. We're going to remove all of these command tokens. Yes, and we're going to gain 2 of them back. Thank you very much. I had 2 before, so that gives me a total of 4. We're going to draw one of these ability cards, and this one is Adrenaline. Oh, this looks cool. +1 damage if this crew member has 3+ damage. AKA all the time they have that? We'll then draw our next deadly event. I don't think we have that many more. We only have 4 left. Engine trouble. Audrey, come on! The triple expansion engine is smoking. Effect, you must pay 1 command to travel. Turn end, you may perform a Craft 7 challenge. If you succeed, discard this card. Oh, that is terrible. And from what I understand, this doesn't say that we get rid of it after the event deck gets shuffled. So yeah, I'm just going to have to do that Craft 7 test probably after this turn. Well, what do you say we check out this mine, it looks like? I'm not entirely sure what it is. We'll gain 1 command thanks to Raphael. And so now we have a total of 5 command. Let's read 151. The stony shore is marked by a church steeple. Oh, it's a church steeple. Stretching into the icy blue sky. A handful of small homes surround the church. Marco is transfixed. A bizarrely familiar sight in unfamiliar surroundings, he says. A woman smiles when she sees your group and rushes up to greet you, or more specifically, to greet Marco. Father, she says, won't you come in? We either have enter the church or leave. Well, this is pretty funny because poor Marco is totally exhausted, and so he probably feels really good at being at this church. Maybe this will heal him. I highly doubt it. Let's go to 151.1. Gregory leans against a wall by the door and glances at Marco. No hard feelings, Padre, but I think I'll wait out here. I'm not really the church-going type. Leaving Gregory where he is, the rest of you walk into the church. It's beautifully constructed. Most impressive of all are the stained glass windows, abstract scenes in dazzling multicolor. A number of people are congregated into the church. A man, seemingly important, comes to greet you. He shakes Marco's hand. Welcome, Father, and welcome to your companions, as well, of course. You note that Marco is the only person in sight wearing a priest's collar. We can either A, ask about their settlement. That's unavailable if keywords famine or feast. I don't think I have either one of those. No, I don't. Go outside to talk to Gregory. Ask for the new residents. Requires keyword feast. Or trade with them. Sell any food for 1 coin each. Yeah, I don't have any food. I was kind of hoping I could get something from them. Oh, or return to the ship. We're definitely not doing that. Do we want to talk to Gregory? Why don't we do this one first? Let's do A, ask about their settlement, because we can do that since we don't have famine or feast. So we'll go to 151.2. Marco and the man share an extended conversation in Spanish. Afterwards, Marco comes to you and explains. This man is Ricardo Perez. He says these people are a group of mostly architects from our world. They were on their way home from an architectural conference when their passenger ship was transported here. They were not suited to adventure, so they decided not to try to find totems, but to make the best of it and settle down here instead. They are struggling because none of them have practical skills to gather food. They ask if we find any farmers or fishermen looking for a new home, that we send them here. Ricardo nods. It would be a great help to us if you could. Only if they want to come, of course. We will welcome them. Well, that's definitely an interesting quest. Gain quest 73. We now have the keyword famine. A settlement of people from Earth is struggling to attract residents with useful skills. Their leader Ricardo asks us to send them farmers and fishermen we run into that are looking for a new home. Well, now it makes me wonder, do you see over here we've got some fishermen over here? Maybe they don't even know that they exist because they're way over here on this side of the island. So maybe we want to go and check that out. So because of that, let's go ahead and try and travel. This right here, by the way, you guys, is the mine. I'm not going to go here now because how the mine works, we don't want to run out of event cards there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hopefully go there the next video. Now, I can't say that that's actually going to happen because who knows, but that's the plan. For now, I'm thinking 206 or maybe even stopping at Aurora Township. Let's go ahead and try and move for our second action. Before we do, though, I do think I'm going to use Mikra's guitar, use one command for it so that I can remove one fatigue that's on Audrey, so that way I can use her for movement. Who am I kidding? I forgot about that event we need to deal with. So we're not going to use her for actual movement. We're going to have to spend one command to be able to move. We only have 3 commands left. We're then going to just see how far we can move. 4. So we can move 2. That's great. But with that movement of 2, gosh, get out of the way, Snow. By that movement of 2, 1, 2, we're going to move into here and have to do another savvy check. If we do not get a 6, we'll take 1 ship damage. Can we get lucky again? Nope, it's a 4. So we'll take damage in spot 3. Spot 3 is the sick bay right here. Now, at the end of our turn, we're going to try and do a craft 7 check. If we can pass it, we can discard this engine trouble. Come on, Audrey, we believe in you. Raphael can help too. He has 2 craft, plus another 2 craft from Audrey. 1, 2, that's a total of 4. We just need a 7. So this has to be a 3 or higher. Oh, it's a 3. Beautiful. We just got rid of that. No more engine trouble. We'll start that next turn by going to the sick bay. We're going to heal 1 point of damage on Mac. Mac now only has 1 point of damage. I like that. We're also going to gain a total of 3 more command. We have 3 command remaining from our last turn, so we have a total of 6 command. We'll draw our next ability card, and we have dodge. We'll draw our next event card, and we have fungus treasure. You encounter a direlect ship covered in fungus. Explore the ship. Draw fate if 1 through 3, -7 health and gain 1 venom. If 4 through 6, gain 3 coins. Or avoid the ship and its fungus. Savvy 9, failed, -3 health and gain 1 venom. Oh, come on. Let's just do the top. Let's see if we can get a 4 through a 6. I've got ways to redraw fate. Let's flip our card, and we have a 6. Wow. 3 coins. We found within that fungus lots of moolah. So that's our first bucks that we have, because I think all we have is an artifact for money. So we have an artifact and 3 coins. And I think before we start doing our actions this turn, we're going to spend 2 command to put this dodge onto our captain. Our captain already has 1 cunning card, so she's just going to be super cunning, which I like that. She'll have a total of 3 cunning then. Now, we do have a marketplace here. You haven't seen me use a marketplace because I haven't had any money. I still only have 3 coins, potentially 5. I still don't feel like it's that worth it. I want to show you the market deck, but I need to have money and not have all of my characters damaged. So we can go here. That just seems like it's going to be another type of iceberg. We can go to 157, which I'm not really sure. It's maybe connected to that house. But 160's got to be the Aurora Township. Let's go ahead and check that out. Usually you can find some quests there too. A cluster of frost-covered stone buildings stand hidden behind a forest of masts and sails from the many fishing vessels docked in the harbor. You suspect that you could walk from one side of the bay to the other, stepping from dock to dock and not even get your feet wet. The few people you see in the streets are heavily bundled, rushing from one warm place to another. No one here wants to stay out of doors for long. This place sounds like home. We can explore the town, find the healer's shop, but we don't have medicine, so we can't do that. Go to the tavern, we don't have ice or arctic, or leave. So I guess it's 160.1. As you wander through the stone-cobbled streets, a young girl with silver hair runs up to you. "Are you good fighters?" she asks. She is eager to hear your answer. A, tell her that you're extremely skilled fighters. Heck yeah, think of how many things we've killed. Or B, tell her you're not really fighters. Definitely A. "I knew it. You look strong and smart. Maybe you can help my brother. He's searching for gold, but a monster keeps chasing him. I tried to tell him not to go, but he left anyway because he really wants to find gold. I don't want him to get eaten by a monster. He told me where his camp is so I can tell you, and then you can go and help him, right?" We can remove 2 low morale, which we don't have any, and then gain quest 67. I have that here. That's Prospector. A little girl asks you to help her brother who's being pursued by a monster while searching for gold. How can you not help a little girl like that? You've got to do that, especially because it's her brother. Well, unfortunately, there isn't anything else that we can really do there, so let's go ahead and explore 157. We'll gain another command that will give us a total of 6. If keyword hubris, we don't have that. Wandering through the outskirts of Aurora's township, you find yourself in a smaller, rougher, and denser settlement. The streets here are narrow, and the buildings lean over the road like they're threatening to fall on you. Someone puts their hand on your shoulder. "I think you're lost, friend. We'd be happy to give you directions, but I'm afraid this is a private road, you see, and you've already walked down half of it for free. We'll need you to pay your toll before you can take another step." More figures step out of the shadows, their glowing purple eyes flashing. You're surrounded by a group of Pan. We can either pay the toll, pay 2 coins, heck no, B, fight them off, 157.2. We just told that little girl we're fighters. You know she's watching us. We are definitely going to show her how it's done. You pull out your weapons, and the Pan ruffians are all too happy to fight you. Dang it, I was hoping we weren't going to have to fight. It's a level 14, too. 68, 69, and 77. Well, these 3 aren't total pushovers. They're actually not terrible, though, with a 5, 6, and a 5. But this guy has first strike. What that means is when we attack him, no matter what, he's going to attack our character first. So the first time he attacks, he's going to do 4 points of damage to us. Splasted guy. This guy over here just deals a ton of damage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, unless we can clear it out. And this one, it's just a 6 instead of a 5. So let's see what we can do. Oh, and don't forget, we'll gain 2 command thanks to Captain Odessa's ability now. Speaking of the captain, let's go ahead and start with her first. We will use her. She attacks with a +1. We're going to have her attack this guy, so she only needs a 4. Now, she's going to get attacked by him back first, but I think we can still draw and do our flip so we can see if we succeed. So we need a 4 or higher on this flip. That's a 5. No problem. Now, we're getting attacked by him first. He's attacking us for 2 + 2, which is 4. We have 1 shield there. We're going to discard this, and this is going to give us 2 dodge. Discard this equipped card to give this crew member 2 block, I guess. So we have a total of 3 block. And then we'll use Audrey and use 2 command to get +1 block. So that's a total of 4 block. That means his entire attack does nothing to us. Now we're going to deal him 4 damage. And then the captain is going to use the Stone of Blood here, adding +1, so that's 5 damage, but she will take a point of damage for doing that, so she has 4 out of the 5 damage on her. But with that, that means we're dealing 5 damage to this guy. If you look here, we can place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. We just took out one of the guys. 1 shot by Captain Odessa. That is amazing. She just takes that pistol. See ya, man. She did cover 1 synergy token spot, so she's going to give her synergy token, which allows you to do damage diagonally. And I'm going to give that to Kanan. And I'm going to have Kanan go next. Kanan's going to go for that Pan Archer. He needs a 6. He's got a +1, so he needs a 5. I can spend more command if I need to make it only a 4. So let's see what this is. This is a 4. Okay, 4 + 2 command. I only have 3 left. 4 plus that is 5 + 1 is 6. So we're dealing 3 damage right now. And then I believe I can do this with Mac. I'm going to spend 2 command so we can do +1 damage with this attack. So that attack will deal 4 damage. And with that, we're going to use this synergy token so we can attack diagonally. Hitting diagonally on him is exactly what we need. We can do 1, and we're going to be able to give our synergy token. 2, and then 3, and then diagonal over here to take out the legs. 4. Done. That means he will not counterattack. Awesome. Wow, the rifle and the pistol takes down 2 of these pan soldiers right away. All right, we have the zealot that's left. This looks painful, and I've used up almost all of my tricks. Let's see what we're going to do. We don't want to forget that Kanan can give his synergy token. He's going to give his synergy token back over to Captain Odessa. What I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to have Kasumi attack. Kasumi can do a total of 3 damage. She only needs a 3 or better on this flip. She gets a 2. Well, let's use it. Our last command, we're going to redraw. Let's see what this draw is. It's a 3 plus 2. Oh, it's only a 5 that we need, right? Not a 6. Oh, okay, that will work. So we'll be able to deal our 3 damage first. With our 3 damage, we'll do 1 here. We'll do 1 on that arm spot. And then our third one, we'll do 1 to the body. Unfortunately, though, we're going to take 1, 2, plus 3, which is 5 damage. Oh, and by the way, I haven't been placing these. That's my third combat token. So we're going to have 5 damage to Kasumi. That means Kasumi is taken down. Ah, poor Kasumi. But I believe as long as our captain can do this, our captain can deal 4 damage and take him out. So that's going to be our final activation. Our captain is going to go a second time. Come on, Cap. Come on, Cap. All you need is a 4, 5, or 6. Or how about a 2? A 2 is not going to be enough. I have no more command. I do have this. I have this thanks to Kanan. That lets us redraw for fate. So we need a 4. We need a 4. 4 plus 1. Oh my gosh, you guys. 4 plus 1 is 5. That's going to be just enough to take him out. You can see here, 3 and 1. He's toast. After the fight, an old pan woman who has been watching from an alley calls you over. She hands you a small coin pouch. Those youngsters love to act as if they own everything. Thank you for teaching them they don't. It was exactly this kind of arrogance that caused the gods to destroy our civilization in the first place. Gain 5 coins. Oh my gosh. Gain 5 coins and 3 XP and gain quest card 71. We now have a total of 5 XP, and we have Hubris. A group of pan toughs tried to intimidate you into paying to walk down the street, but you fought them off. We're almost done with our event deck, and that means something big is going to happen. I know what it is, and it's going to be something I need to be prepared for, and I'm not. So I'm going to go here to get all of these command tokens off the board, and then I'm going to gain 2 of them, so I only have 2. I'll then draw an ability card, and we have Alert, and I'll put that in my hand. I have 3 ability cards now in my hand, 2 Strength and 1 Perception. 2 cards left, you guys. 2 cards left. We have Ruthless Traders. Pirate traders from the south came all the way up to the north, demand to do business with you. They threaten to fire cannons if you refuse. Make an attack, cunning 8, fail, lose 2 coins, lose 1 coin, gain 2 meat or 1 artifact, or ignore them, draw fate 3 through 6, take 3 ship damage. Oh, wow. 3 ship damage? But I feel like I could take that. I don't really want to lose coins. I just got coins, so yeah, bring it. I'm just going to ignore them. Shoot your cannons. In case you guys can't tell, I hate using my resources for the event cards. Maybe I should be, but I just don't. So yeah, we got a 4. So those cannons definitely hit us. So I have to flip 3 cards to take 3 damage. We're going to take 1 in spot 3, in spot 2, and in spot 3. Oh, spot 3 is done for. Well, spot 3 is the sick bay, so we'll put 1 here. Spot 2 is the deck, and then spot 3 is already filled for the 3rd point of damage, so then we have to place it somewhere else. We can choose where. I'm going to choose the hull because that doesn't do really anything to us. So now we are ready to do our actions. The first thing we're going to do is check out this port. We're going to gain 1 grain for free. That will be our 2nd grain. We're then going to spend 2 materials to repair the 2 damage in the sick bay. We're going to get rid of all the damage in the sick bay. There's still 1 damage on the hull and 1 damage on the deck. I think we can handle that, but now we no longer have any materials. We're going to spend 3 precious coins, but I think it makes sense. 3 precious coins to heal Kasumi to full, because she had 5 damage, Captain to full, who had 4 damage, and Marco had 5 damage. All 3 of them are fully healed. And then with 4 of our 5 XP, we're going to get Laurent this Old Sailor ability. Gain 1 command when you use the bridge. So every time we go to the bridge, we'll be able to gain an additional command, which I like that. And he has a permanent savvy. Our next action, we're going to go to the marketplace. Because we are in a marketplace, I still have 5 coins, and I have an artifact, so I have up to 7 coins. So what we get to do is draw 7 cards from here, and we can buy as many as we can afford. Any that we can't, we'll just place at the bottom of the deck. So we have for our first one, this one is just a ship. You can spend one command to get one block during attacks. Our second one, we have passive. The active player gains 2 command at the start of each combat. Oh, that would be amazing because that would mean we'd gain 4 command at the beginning of each combat. Wow. All right, well, I'm going to keep that to the side. That's one that I'm really interested in. Number 3, we can have 2 materials turn into 2 health. Number 4, we have passive. When you cook a recipe while exploring, restore an extra 2 health. I might actually put that in the potential. So that's 4. We've got 5. Oh, Lucran goggles. This costs 5. This can add +2 to accuracy. Okay, definitely like that. We've got 2 more we can grab. Oh, this is a weapon, the Mithrian Axe. It's only a +1 for accuracy, but it does deal 4 damage with 1 block. You can discard strength cards for pluses. I like that one. We get to do 1 more. We have the Pan Bow. Oh, that's 13. Well, I think it's safe to say we're not getting that one. I think I'm going to keep my artifact, and I'm just going to get the Lucran goggles. Costs us 5 coins. We can either get 2 perception, and remember, you can use that command after you've already flipped for the test so that you can become successful. That's why I love this game. You can always see what you need and spend the resources that you need. Same thing with the accuracy. +2 accuracy, that's way awesome. That's going to make some of our characters even stronger. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. This will be our last turn until we finish our event deck. Let's go to the sick bay. We're going to heal up Mac. She's the only one that had 1 point of damage. Now everyone is fully healed. We're going to gain 3 command. That'll put us at a total of 5. And we'll draw our card, our ability card. And we have I feel like all I get is Rapid Strike. Okay, and now I have 4 cards. So let me go ahead and discard one of these strength ones. Adrenaline, I'm not going to use it, so let's just discard it. We'll flip our final event. Okay, and we have acidic waters. Pools of iridescent acid float on the sea. Take 2 ship damage. Oh, we just take 2 straight ship damage. Wow. Our first damage will be in spot 6, and our second damage will be in spot 2. And now I'm going to have to shuffle up my event deck or ability deck. The deck isn't terrible. I don't go there very often, so that one's totally closed off now, and the bridge is blocked. But did you see what else we have to do? We have to do a Perception 8 test. If we fail, we take another 4 damage. Our captain is definitely going to help us with this, so she gives us 1 perception. We'll use Kasumi for 2. That means we still need 6. Can I get there without doing anything else? Well, let's hope so, because I'm going to draw. We get a 5. 5 plus 1 is 7. So I think I'm going to use Mac. Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 here on Mac plus 1 to our draw. That's a total of 6. We're okay. I don't want 4 more ship damage. We've got 2 actions until the end of this video, so let's go ahead and check out 199. We're going to gain 1 command. Maybe that's where that little girl's brother is? I don't know. If keyword junk, no, we don't have any junk. Let's skip it. Audrey approaches you on the deck. Captain, I've been on watch, and I think I've spotted something interesting. She guides you to a land on a small rocky island where she points out something. See that pile of scrap metal? I thought, what's a pile of scrap metal doing in the middle of nowhere like this? There's gotta be something more to it. As you approach, it becomes clear what the scrap metal is. Bits and pieces of what looks like a man made of metal. Are we in the Wizard of Oz? Audrey stares at the pile, absorbed completely with thoughts of gears and pistons. Oh, I bet I could fix it, she says. Help Audrey fix the machine. That's only a craft 6. We could totally do that. We would lose 2 materials, actually, which we don't even have, but the 2 health. Or B, order Audrey to strip the machine for useful parts. I think it's kind of a no-brainer here. We have to do the craft 6. I want her to fix this machine. As much as I'd like to use Audrey for this, I'm realizing that even if we fail, we're still going to move forward, and the penalty is 2 damage. We don't have any materials, so let's just flip. Okay, we got a 3, so we failed, so we're going to let's have Gregory take 2 points of damage. After several hours of continuous work, Audrey says, That ought to do it, and switches on the mechanical man. It begins to scream in a high-pitched, staticky voice, like something heard through a bad radio connection.
Hot, it's too hot, too hot.
The crew all covers their ears. Can't you turn that blasted thing off? Shouts Raphael over the din. Audrey tries, but she can't get it to turn back off, and it follows the crew back into the boat. Even when Raphael knocks it overboard, it just climbs back up, still screaming about the heat. Sorry, I don't think we can get rid of it now, says Audrey. Maybe we should try taking it somewhere colder? Gain Adventure Card 20, Screaming Robot. Gain Quest 74 and 164. Return to the ship. Well, this thing outright sucks. Gain 1 low morale each time you explore. Really? Then we have 164, Scrap Metal. Audrey's eyes was drawn by a pile of scrap metal on the otherwise empty stone island. Why did we do that? And then Robot. Audrey fixed a broken machine she found, and it followed us onto the ship. It won't stop screaming about the heat. I think I'm going to have to take care of that, or we're going to have this screaming robot following us around all the time. What we're going to do next is discard this card from Raphael. He's going to discard this equipped card to travel 2 distance. Well, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but it looks like to me this is the coldest space, this is the coldest space, but this is probably the coldest one of all of them, because we've got icebergs up here. It's the farthest north. I mean, we could go up here too, but I feel like it's this one. We can move there. 1, 2. Now we're going to have to do that savvy check as it's snowing on us. Get out of here, snow. My goodness. But as it's snowing on us, let's go ahead and check that, see if our ship takes some damage. Let's flip our card, and we have a 5. Oh, we were so close. I can't do anything. We're just going to take the point of damage on our ship. A 3 at the spot 3. The sickbay just continues to get hammered. We have 1 more damage we can take there. But yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total damage on the ship. For our final action then, let's go ahead and explore 213. But that means we have to have someone take a low morale token. You can see here, the low morale token, you have to pay 1 command if you use them when you're doing a challenge. I'm going to place this on Raphael since he seems to like the robot the least. And here's our 1 command, actually thanks to Raphael. Geez, Raphael, you're doing everything right now. We have here, if keyword robot, yes, turn to 213.2. As you approach the iceberg, the surprisingly nimble mechanical man flings itself from the deck of your ship, landing on the ice, and as it rolls around, it finally stops screaming. Oh, finally. You're ready to just sail away when it calls out to you in a clear voice.
Wait, we would like to thank you. We are normally nothing but spirits, but someone tried to trap one of our aspects in this physical form. The form could not contain our energy, and so it overheated and caused us pain. In this frozen place, we are finally free of that pain.
Audrey looks at you, a concerned expression on her face, and then she addresses the mechanical man. If you're trapped, would you like us to help free you from the physical form you're in? It shakes its head.
No, we think it will be interesting for part of us to be corporal for a while, now that the heat is bearable. But we would like to offer you knowledge in return for your assistance. It is possible that you may find one of our totems in the mirrored forest to the south. Search there, but be savvy and don't lose yourselves.
We're going to complete Quest 74, so Robots is done, and we're going to gain Quest 75. A mysterious being that referred to itself in the plural told you may be able to find a totem in a place known as the Mirrored Forest. Where is that going to be? Definitely not on this map tile, I don't think. I'm also assuming and going to hope and pray that you get rid of the screaming robot. My guess is that should be here, and it makes the most sense. We just left him there, so I'm not bringing that with me. That ends our first run through our event deck. You can see now what we would do is read Story 1. However, I'm feeling like this is as good a time as any to call it for a video. I hope you guys will join me in video 3. We will end this first chapter and start the next one, probably doing another 12 event cards. Hopefully you're also enjoying Bairnt's playthrough, and anyone else. There's Doug from Mystic Eye. I know he's got a playthrough going. Check his out. Yeah, there's lots of great playthroughs. This game, oh, I am having so much fun. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in our next video.